In A Midsummer Night's Dream, we are lost in the middle of a forest. Two pairs of lovers escape from Athens and go into the woods. But the king and queen of the fairies inhabit that forest and have their own marital problems. Magical potions make young boys and girls fall in love with the wrong people. Meanwhile, a group of actors is rehearsing a play. One of them is transformed into an ass. The queen of the fairies will be herself put under a spell and falls in love with him, for a while anyway. It's such a mess. There is plenty of magic at work, but it's not the unavoidable trickery of Macbeth's witches or the redemptive magic of Prospero in The Tempest. It is a gentler, less harmful white magic, a mischievous affair thanks to which supernatural creatures show what fools these mortals be. And magic works in comedy, you see, because it provides confusion. The supernatural helps us explain the natural, and vice versa too. The magic of love encompasses all those aspects. It's what Chaucer's wife of Bath, that wonderful multi-married, sex-crazed heroine in his Canterbury Tales, calls the old dance of love. This is fully released with nearly deadly consequences. Arthur Miller's tragic play The Crucible, a story which, like A Midsummer Night's Dream, alerts us to the bewitching nature of desire, begins with a magical dance in the wood too, and takes a very dark turn by the end. You see, the line is very thin between comedy and tragedy. I love the quotation I heard once: tragedy is something awful happening to somebody else. And comedy? Well, it's something awful happening to somebody else. In Shakespeare's dreams, it all begins with a father and a daughter. Age fights youth, and Hermia wants to escape an arranged marriage. And so she flees with her real love to the forest outside Athens, and the gods stick their oar in. Oberon and Titania are also in love, and no better than we are. But love is not always a force for good in this warped fairy tale. It is a drug, a maddening poison, an infectious disease for which there is no cure. It has all the attraction of transgression, of course. Bottom, the rude mechanical and wannabe actor, falls in love with the queen of the fairies, who is herself out of her head with lust. And when Bottom awakes after his wet dream, his bafflement is rather endearing. At least he has enjoyed being the victim of this warped fantasy. When my cue comes, call me, and I will answer. My next is most fair Pyramus. Pittiquins. Flute, the bellows mender. Snout, the tinker. Starveling. God's my life. Stolen hence and left me asleep. I have had a most rare vision. I have had a dream. Past the wit of man to say what dream it was. Man is but an ass if he go about to expound this dream. Methought I was, there is no man can tell that, methought I was, and methought I had, but man is but a patched fool if he will offer to say what methought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. Man's hand is not able to taste, his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream, because it hath no bottom. And I will sing it in the latter end of a play before the Duke. Peradventure, to make it the more gracious, I shall sing it at her death. We laugh at Bottom, of course. Bottom jokes are all the rage, even in Shakespeare's England. And this is a man who spent a rather pleasant night as a donkey, enjoying himself. But this pleasure is short-lived. You will never experience it again. These tales can easily take a dangerous, tragic turn, but here we laugh, just in time. After the tears, laughter. After the pain, redemption. After theatrical confusion, order. The play within the play is the laughable tragedy of Pyramus and Thisbe, two unhappy lovers that become a parody of Romeo and Juliet, a play that Shakespeare had written shortly before. At the end, lovers are reunited, although Demetrius needs to remain under a spell for order to be re-established. And the illusion of theatre makes us believe that all is mended, as Puck, the spirit of the wood, tells us at the end of the play. If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, while this vision stood appear, and this weak and idle theme no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And, as I'm an honest Puck, if we had unearned luck now to scape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long. Else to Puck alike, or so. Good night, and to you all. Give me your hands, if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends. The stalk of harmony, vision, restoring amends. But can we really trust a spirit of the wood? Mind you, there is no harm done. Gods and humans will go to bed with the right person, almost without exception. They will forget their fantasies, the weak and idle theme, no more yielding than a dream. But nothing will ever be the same again. Not for the first time, and certainly not for the last. Shakespeare draws a comparison between life and a dream. It is a fairly common way of looking at things. Shakespeare's Spanish contemporary Calderón de la Barca writes a whole play about it. It's called, not surprisingly, La vida es sueño, life is a dream. But actual magic is not a necessary ingredient for the fruitful conclusions of Shakespeare's comedies. As we shall see, a few men and women in love, each with the wrong person, well, that's more than enough to make the comedy world go round.